Here we go.
Good morning. It's Margaret Fetty at the University of Sewing, and it's Facebook Live. And I have two buddies with me here today.
Good morning.
We have both Rachel and Denise. And Rachel's going to start off with telling you what our giveaway is if you will be kind enough to share our video.
That's right. If you hit share and you just put a comment on our Facebook Live that you shared it, you get entered to win this beautiful napkin kit. This is our holiday napkin kit. This will give you the opportunity to make 8 gorgeous gold and red and green napkins for your holiday table. It comes with instructions for you, so we're going to get you all set up for that for next year. It's never too early to start planning for next holiday.
Those would work for Valentine's Day, the red ones.
The red ones would totally work for Valentine's
They're so
Day.
pretty.
And I actually think that if you really look at these, they're not so holiday specific. I think you could put it out for any festive event. I think it would be very nice.
I think so as well. Yeah.
So guys, did you know what's going on right now? Did you know?
Just a little sale.
Amazing deals.
We have some amazing deals. Guys, I have this list right here. This list tells me all of the different machines that are available for floor models. It tells me all of the cabinets that are available as floor models. The cabinets are as is, so there's, I think actually that I know of, there's only one cabinet that has a slight mark on it. I think the rest of them are in really good shape, but we have to just be honest and make sure you know.
Absolutely.
But the savings you will get on these cabinets right now is pretty phenomenal. And just put a little cherry on top, we're still giving you free delivery if you are within 60 miles of the shop. So even if it's a floor model, free delivery. So think about that. If you've been thinking about a cabinet, these are great prices. We have them, but you got to come in. You got to see them. Got to see which one, and tell us where we're going, and we'll get it all set up for you. And everybody can look at this list. I mean, you guys can all look at it and make sure you get everybody taken care of.
Margaret, I was talking to a customer yesterday about the cabinets, and I said I was not sold on the cabinets originally. I thought, it's a table, you put your machine on a table. Of course, until I started working here and got to use them with the machine, and I was like, at some point, I get it. It is so much nicer to have your machine flush where it needs to be.
And I will tell you, if you are a shorter person like Rachel and I mean, 5'2", you're 4'11"
and a half.
Okay.
Half is important.
So if you are someone who's not tall, or if you are someone who's tall, the lovely thing is you can adjust the cabinet so that it is the right height for you.
Right.
And so you'll stop hurting your back. I mean, one of the things that I found after I started using my cabinet, I was like, I would sit, I don't get to sew long hours now. I just don't. But what I do get to do is on my Sundays, I get to sew. And I'm like, I can sew all day on Sunday and not even feel a twinge.
Right.
Not even feel a twinge. And that is unusual when you don't get to sew for a while and then you go and do that. Usually your body kind of fusses with you. The cabinet has been a wonderful, wonderful solution.
And in general, we don't sit down for just 10 minutes to sew. Usually, we're there for a little while.
Hours,
so you need to be comfortable and have things at the right level. And it really is important.
Oh, by the way, we have the
chairs.
red chairs.
That's super cozy.
We have
red
some of
chairs.
those at floor model prices too.
They're wonderful.
So, if you want a chair, if you want a cabinet, or if you are ready to upgrade your sewing machine, it is just the right time to do all of this stuff. So we have the floor models available. If you want to make sure that your machine is available at a floor model price that you're looking for, you can call us about that. But I do think you'll want to come in and see it and take care of it. And you have to, if you want us to hold the floor model, you have to pay for it now. So we want to get this machine to you. We want to get it in your hot little hands. But what we do, just so you know, we're going to service it completely before you take it home. We're going to have Erin make sure everything is working beautifully on it. And so when you pay for the machine, I will put it in Aaron's hands. He will service everything. We'll make sure that the box is completely ready
all
to
the
go.
accessories that came with it.
Absolutely everything.
Right.
Yes.
Now, there is only one machine in the shop that is available for a floor model, but we don't have the floor model to replace it yet. And that is our 790 Pro. Yes, we do have that available as a floor model for sale for you. It's at an amazing price.
Wow.
Yes, it's an
But
yeah,
it has to
an
stay
incredible
here
machine.
until I get the replacement.
Incredible machine.
We'll work out a liberal visitation agreement, though.
Yes, very much.
I
We'll
think
say like, this
I
is your
think-
machine.
I think
Like,
we
we're
will
just
be
waiting.
getting it pretty soon.
Right.
But sorry, guys, it's just what it is. So, yes, I have it available, but that's the only one that has a but. Every other one can go home.
I love the
Everyone.
timing of this sale because people are thinking about tax refunds and getting that all wrapped
Yes.
There you go.
Yes,
There you go.
A
perfect.
little
I was-
extra money
I
in
was
your
just
pocket.
thinking
I'm thinking it's a good time to do it.
It's a great time to do it.
So I want to make mention of two other things before we walk off and talk about the February embroidery sale. Okay, we're going to talk about that today, but I want to tell you about a couple of other things. One, the Indiana Heritage Quilt Show is happening at the end of the month. It starts on the 29th, the 1st, and the 2nd. If you can come to Indiana and you can come to Bloomington during that, you are going to have a wonderful time.
It's
That
wonderful.
show
It's a great
is
show.
fantastic.
It's always a great
So,
Such a great show. I love
make
it.
sure that you put that in your plans because it is well worth the trip to Bloomington if this isn't your normal stomping grounds.
Sure.
It is well worth the trip. And we are going to have a
say.
special open house the night of the opening of the show on Thursday, the 29th.
29th.
Okay, I did say that right.
We're going to have a
February
leap day.
February is always a hell for me. So February 29th, Thursday at 5 o'clock till 7:30, we're having music. We are going to have refreshments. We are going to have some specials. We're going to have a door prize or two, and we're going to have a basket giveaway for it. I hope that you can make it. We'd love to see you. And we are going to be at the quilt show. We're going to have, of course, Rachel's going to come. You're going to be here.
I'm going to hold
during
down
the
the fort right here.
You're
All
going to
right.
be here. So we're going to have a lot of things going on. It's going to be really fun. So I want to make sure. And we're getting one of the Bernina guys to come.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
so
we're
fun.
having one of the
Yes,
Bernina people coming. His name is Vince Nutt, and he is the regional manager for the Long Arms.
Very cool.
So he will be coming to the show on Thursday and Friday. So we are looking forward to having him. That's really awesome. And I'm going to let you tell people about some classes coming up.
Yes.
Because it's really important that we talk about
A
some
little bit of a list here,
We
guys.
have so many classes in February.
New month. We've added all kinds of things to the schedule. We've got, of course, our mastery classes, which happen all the time. Check out the website for all of this information and the details, guys. universityofsewing.com. But of course, the mastery classes for black bobbin, typically, right?
So that is your 435 up through your 770 machines.
Yes, yes. We've got
Wide variety.
Cheryl doing a reorganized 9-patch table runner. Even if you're not new to quilting, that just might be a fun, quick project and just come and hang out and
Make new friends.
that's right. Cheryl's got continuing of her beginning quilting class, Alice's wonderful embroidery fun club. The American Sewing Guild meeting is happening here again. Danielle, our fabulous Danielle, is going to do a serger introduction. So if you're curious, what do they do? How do you use them? How can you make the most out of them? That's what we need. Check out that one on the website. Sewing machine demystified. I always want to say sewing demystified. It's the
but-
machine part. Alice is going to teach that one. We've got our Bernina stitch regulator, which I get to teach. I love that class. Some ruler work. Come hang out
That's
with
one
me
of
to do
Denise's
that.
favorite classes.
We've
to
had
do.
a
Love
ton of
doing the ruler
people
work.
requesting ruler work
Yes.
and free motion quilting
I'm
and
doing
Bernina
that.
stitch
Yes,
regulator.
yes, yes.
So now all these are happening next week, guys.
That's all
That's
next
not
week.
That's all
this
That's
week.
just
That's not
from
this
week.
week.
From Monday
Because
the
this is
5th
Friday.
until Friday the 9th. So that's all literally next week. And then there's much more on the website too. More classes, more ruler work, more machine quilting classes.
Okay, I want to make sure that we don't miss anything.
The
The
software.
Bernina software class, if you own V9 Software Creator or the full version, you may want to take this. The first class was basically a recorded one, so we can make sure you get that information. And going forward, there's going to be a lot of really good things for you to have. So we've got 6 classes that Bernina developed, but we've got 4 classes that Alice is going to do. And so it's going to be a really good class. This is one for the person who, especially for the person who is maybe not feeling very confident with their software. It is what they call building blocks, so that you can really understand and know that software. After the class, though, what's really special about this one is all the Bernina part of this class are going to be available for you to look at and go back over for 2 years.
I love that idea.
So it's a virtual and in-person class. If you're going to do it in class, in person, you just need your laptop for it. If you are doing it with the virtual part, we will send everything to you via email, except for the card, which I have to mail to you.
Yeah.
So that'll give you what's called a Skills Hub card, and we will send that to you, and you will be able to take that class online and be able to do it, which is something we're starting to build them up. We're starting to figure out how to do all this. So,
Right.
so when we can, we've got some camera stuff going on in the classroom now that's making it easier for people to see.
I just want to put a plug in for Alice on this too, because when you're taking a class like this with Alice, you get a fantastic educator, a woman who's sewn for a very long time and knows how to teach people how to do it. But the software part of it, she is a genius in making that stuff happen. It's so over my head, but I can't help but think that, there's national educators that do this kind of stuff. Alice is at that level, guys.
Alice is that
And she is our own Alice, and she is right here. So come and take advantage of spending some time with her and doing a class with her.
Yes.
You won't be disappointed.
Alice just pointed out that February's topic is using the photo stitch.
Oh, that is
So what you do is you take a picture and you can have it digitize your picture. And digitizing means it's set up to sew in your embroidery the picture that you do. And there's a bit to that.
Oh, I
It
know.
it is not an easy thing to do, but it is a learnable thing to do.
Absolutely.
So this is really wonderful, guys, because you are going to get much more than just those 6 classes from Bernina. You're going to get Alice to help you. And the other thing that's really nice about this, you have somebody ask questions.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay,
yes,
let's head
absolutely.
over this way, guys.
going
We
over
got to
here
talk
now.
about some stuff.
I'm going to go man the computer and the phone and let you guys carry on while
Okay.
I
All right.
learn about this.
I need to learn about this.
I'm so excited about this.
Okay, guys.
Tell me everything.
We have a brand new machine in the store.
This is why we're all at Twitter. We're all Twitter-pated right now because we're like, it's a new machine.
It is a new
It's a
machine.
Quilter's edition.
It is so lovely, guys. This is going to be so much fun for you. You are going to get if you go ahead and pre-order this right now, you are going to get a wonderful package. I love the new white front. I think it's a really great addition to the Bernina stable of sewing machines. It's very lovely. And what this one was set up for is for those of you who maybe are primarily quilters and don't really think you need a wonderful serger cover stitch machine, you are wrong. Okay, just to show off, today I am wearing a cute little cardigan that I made over the weekend, or no, I made it this past week. And so I made it here during the week, and it is done using a combination of the serger, cover stitch, and my sewing machine. So
Okay, you show off.
just
You
one
show
of the
off.
things I want to show you is this is the hem on the inside of this jacket. Check that out. How beautiful is that? Very simple to do. And I'm going to tell you, this fabric, it was a challenge. Number one, it's got all this burnout stuff going on, and it had, almost no stretch to it. So I'm used to working with knits that have a lot more stretch. So that was kind of interesting. So I figured out what worked on the sewing machine, what worked on the serger, and what worked on the cover stitch machine. And so I just did some samples and it was ready to go. But every one of us who's a quilter, I'm just going to point out that you all get asked to do a t-shirt quilt. Don't you get asked to do a t-shirt
Constantly,
quilt?
so many times.
Okay, so t-shirt quilts are, quote, hard to do. That's because everybody thinks the only way you can do a t-shirt quilt is to do it with stabilizer. But you guys know the truth.
It's not true. There are other options.
There are other options. We actually, one of the classes that I've taken here was how to do a t-shirt quilt on a serger.
Yeah.
So you don't have to like struggle with those knits that are constantly like stretching and going, like you cut it to a square and then suddenly you look at it and you're like, that's no longer a square because it's like done something weird.
Or
you do it on a
serger.
serger.
Curl up on here.
Curl up, yes. But you do it on a serger and it stabilizes those edges without using stabilizer, and you can just sew
Sew
it
the
right
whole
up.
thing together
Sew it
just
all
like you
together.
would normally sew things together.
It's stinking fast.
I finished the entire quilt top for my t-shirt quilt using my daughter's old t-shirts.
Yep.
I finished the whole thing within the class time.
You
Do
did.
you remember that?
Yeah. She is really fast though, guys. So don't feel bad if you can't do
I do get a
that.
little fast. Yeah.
So
I'm a lead foot on the sewing machine.
that's okay. But what I want to point out is that there is almost nobody who doesn't want to serge off their fabric before throwing in the washing machine.
Sure.
There is almost nobody that doesn't need a hem done on a top or on a t-shirt length.
Margaret, I took 3 t-shirts the other day in about 40 minutes, cut off that horrible crew neck, and
Yeah, they
cover
are
stitched
horrible.
them.
And cover stitch it. So
And
that
they
it's-
did a scoop neck and just cover stitch it, and it was so easy.
And you haven't taken a class to do that.
No, and guys, remember, I am definitely a quilter. I'm not a garment person. I mean, I dabble, but yeah, no, it's so easy.
So there's all kinds of decorative things you can do. You can put a quilt together with a serger. You can do that. A lot of people might not want to, but you might have instances where you're working with something very frayed.
I was gonna say it will stop fraying
For sure.
That awful. Like,
Some
yeah.
of those beautiful yarn dyed fabrics
Yes.
are quite the pill.
Yep.
And serging them is a good solution.
Any kind of metallic fabric.
Oh, there you
Those
go. There you
fray
go.
like crazy.
Okay, so what are we going to get with this wonderful machine?
Going to get a huge stack.
Yeah, so first off, Dave, we need to point out that they're going to get this great travel bag because we're going to do classes with this beautiful machine. And so you want the travel bag. You are going to get a clear foot. Now, what I did not realize when I bought my clear foot, because I've had an 890 now for 3 years. And so what I didn't realize with the clear foot, it will work for both cover stitching and for overlocking. Super, super useful. Height compensation foot. This has a foot that it can move. So if you're doing something with a hem that is a bit thick, you can use this and it's really helpful. We're going to do some demonstrations with these. You're going to really appreciate why these are so useful. There's also a shearing foot. And I'm just going to tell you, Dave, take a look at the back of my neck. This was done gathering it up. That's called shearing, guys. If you want to do something like that really quick on your serger, this is the foot to have.
And that's what creates that lovely like.
So if you
power
have
neck.
we have a shearing foot also for if you already own like the 850 or the 860 that just does serger functions, we do have that foot available for you. Okay, so you're also going to get seam guides. So one of the things they did and they changed with this new machine is they put a different shaft on the machine. And it has the ability now to add these guides. The original one did not have that. So now what you're going to be able to do is have guides to help you figure out exactly where your cover stitching is going to go. It's going to be much more convenient. So one of the things you're going to get with this new machine, You will get a right hand and a left hand guide. So when you're doing cover stitching, you can put those guides in your foot, in the back of the foot, like you do with your walking foot on your machine. It's just like that.
Yeah.
And so when you're doing cover stitching, this will help you get really straight lines and keep you accurate. You're also going to get this wonderful additional decorative spool guide. So that is for your decorative threads. You can put this on your machine and you will be able to use those metallics, those really silky rayons. This is going to hold them horizontally so that they stop just falling right off of that spool. There's now it's not going to be this one. I thought it was going to be this one, but it's going to be a different one.
Oh.
It's going to be the Big Book of Serger Quilting.
Oh. Do we have that one?
No, we do not. And
Ooh,
guys, I'm just going to
book.
tell you from what I hear, it's going to take them a little bit to get that one out. But that's going to come with this machine. So if you order it, you'll get it. It just might be a little bit.
Yeah, this is hefty.
This is a gorgeous.
Look at can you get? I don't know if you can see all these fabrics here. These are all Amanda Murphy.
All Amanda Murphy. We've got a lot of them already in the shop. We don't have the turquoise ones, but we do. I think I have the black, white, and grays.
Yes, we have all of these.
So we have those. And you're going to get a pattern. It's called Bloom and Grow from Amanda Murphy. So the fabric kit and the Amanda Murphy pattern are going to be part of this. And I'm probably missing some other things, but this is just, I have all of the details on the website.
You got your
So go look at that. We have a whole bunch of things that are just going to be really useful for you. It is got all kinds of things that you are just going to love. If you've not sat down and used one of those machines, you have missed out. The L890 is a fantastic machine. The Quilters Edition is a special edition. This will be limited, and you are going to be able to do all that air threading so simply on board tools. Very easy to get in here, clean everything up, be able to thread. That air threading is just the bomb. It is so
it's like
useful.
magic. It's like you just you put it in and you touch the little button and it just goes.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah, it's
what just
pretty
happened?
funny.
How did that happen?
It's pretty funny. When I show people what happens, we always hear this. They always go, "Wow!" It is really fun. This is a fantastic machine, and you definitely need to add this to your stable of sewing machines. So it's here. You can come and see it in person. We'd love to demo it for you. Please make sure you make some time for that. Okay, we have to talk about February.
we have to talk about February and happy Groundhog Day. Groundhog did not see his shadow this
So
morning.
it's gonna be spring.
So let's talk about how wonderful spring is. It is National Embroidery Month, you guys. And Bernina has all kinds of deals this month on their embroidery machines. So should we go and talk to some of them?
Let's go to the best deal in town.
This is amazing. Okay. So first of all, for the entire month of February, all of the Bernina embroidery accessories, the hoops, the embroidery bundles, and the modules are all 25% off. 1/4 discount. The best thing that we have going on here now, I'm going to want to double check my price because I think I remember it, but I want to make sure that I have the correct price. Yes, that is the correct price. The B500 embroidery unit is on sale for the month of February for $1,999.
Now this is normally very close to $5,000, guys.
Yes, it is.
So
it is
what
a
we've got right
bunker
here.
sale right now.
Now this is an embroidery only machine.
Yes.
And it is the
doesn't have
smaller of the two we have. We have an embroidery only machine and a 700. Unfortunately, those are back ordered for like 100 years. They offered them at an amazing sale over Christmas, and they just are going to be back ordered for a while.
But the 500,
But I have several of these in stock right now. You can walk out with an embroidery only machine, set it up in your room, and you put that guy to embroidering for you, and then you go off and sew on your sewing machine. Or do your long arming. Or maybe we need to get that for you. By the way, guys, those long arms we've got in the shop, they are on floor model sale too.
I
If
thought you were
you-
going to say, go do your laundry. I was going to say, no.
No.
Laundering is way more fun than
Yeah,
laundry.
go
In
do some
case
laundry.
anybody's curious.
Just I always say these guys are very clever little robots. Let the little robot do all the work while you get to go do fun stuff. Like,
Yeah, I will tell you, it's very interesting. I'm playing with some embroidery now. I've kind of got the long arming down. I've got all the sewing machines, the sergers. I feel confident with all of those things. Not that I don't have anything to learn, but I feel pretty confident with those. But now I've got to learn the embroidery. And you know what? The embroidery, once you learn the steps, it's actually pretty straightforward.
This is going to be my goal for the month of February because I now have an 880 plus at home that comes with the high-speed embroidery unit, and it comes
Our
with
latest ambassador. She's our latest ambassador.
Bernina ambassador here for the University of Sewing. And so I have this incredibly powerful, capable machine that I've currently only ever used a straight stitch on it. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm wasting these incredible, incredible functions that are in this machine. Yeah. So I think for in celebration of National Embroidery Month, I've got to learn how to do some embroidery stuff. So I think I'm going to pop into some of Alice's classes and learn about how to do embroidery.
Yeah, it's totally time to do that. You know, the embroidery club that we're offering that Alice is doing is done both virtually and in person. So if you are an owner of an embroidery machine, embroidery unit, you haven't done much with it, or maybe you have, but you want to learn some new things, Alice has got a whole 10 months worth of wonderful things to do with embroidery. So this machine, you are going to save over half off on it. That doesn't happen almost ever. You should really look at that. And like I said, with all the resources we now have to offer for you, it is totally time to do this. So think about that. You can go ahead and if you want to make sure we've got one, you probably ought to get it pretty soon because I have a couple. But I already know one customer who's going to buy one, and we have to call her today and make sure we get her on board with that. She's already bought one, and she is getting ready to come to classes with Alice, and that is going to be really fun. And so, when you buy a machine from us, what happens?
You get classes on how to use it.
Yes, you aren't going to be left on your own, guys.
We are never going to tell you, read the manual and good luck. We're always going to say, hey, no, we're going to sit down with you for a couple of hours, and we're going to show you everything that this little guy can do.
Those mastery classes are amazing. I hear sometimes from people, well, I bought my machine, but they didn't really give me a mastery class. Well, we do give you mastery classes, and maybe this is a good time to come and visit Bloomington if you're not right in town. We get customers from Indianapolis, we get customers from Evansville, we get customers from Louisville. We're happy to help you learn how to use your machine. And you know what? You do not have to, if you're not getting the support you want, you don't have to buy it from the guy next door. If you want to come here and you're around, if you are within driving distance and you want to come here and buy it because you'll get support, we like that. We'd be appreciative of that. So you might think about it. We want to make sure that you feel like that machine was as good of a purchase as we know it was. We know it was. It's really funny. I tell people all the time, I didn't have to represent Bernina when I decided to sell sewing machines. That did not have to happen. What I found out very quickly by doing my research is it's the machine that has the least amount of problems. It feels wonderful when you sit down. It's so solid. It's such a good machine. It feels great when you're sewing with them. Is it a little bit different than some of the other ones on the market? It is. It's because it's better designed. It is a good, wonderful design that sometimes you need to make a little transition. I mean, you had a Juki, I think.
I had a baby lock.
Oh, a baby lock.
I had a baby lock. I went from a strictly mechanical machine to the 880 plus. Now it was a
a big jump.
like just a little bit of a
Big
jump,
jump.
just a little bit of a jump. And
You
I
don't have to jump
say-
that fast.
Well, and I have to say, and this is what I tell my students all the time in the classroom when they say like, I don't know, that people get concerned about the digital screen and about doing stuff
With a
like
computer.
with the computer, and I always say, hey. You learned how to use your smartphone. You learned how to use your computer.
It's
like
true.
I remember, at school having to learn how to do these things because I think we're all of an age where we all grew
We
up
didn't
with like
start out with
we
computers.
didn't start out with
True.
computers,
That's
but we
true.
all learned how to do it. And I said, like, you think that you can't do this? You can do this. It is very intuitive. And just like with a computer or a smartphone, there might be a little bit of a learning curve, but really Bernina makes it so intuitive and they always give you opportunities to learn more.
One of the things I see very often when we're looking, I watch the stuff on Facebook on the different groups. And one of the things I hear a lot is my thread is nesting. If you are having a problem with your thread nesting, and I don't care what brand sewing machine it is, I want you to try something for me. Go ahead, put that foot up, thread your top thread, make sure your bobbin is inserted correctly. Then take your thread, both the bobbin thread and the top thread, and just with the foot up, pull on
it.
the threads. If you can pull on the threads and you do not have any problems with them, it should function for you properly. You shouldn't have a thread nest, but there's one other tip. And when you start sewing, hold your threads.
Hold the
Oh,
threads.
that's huge.
That's huge.
Now,
That's
what
huge.
people don't realize is that you may have owned a machine before this that did not have the kind of motor a Bernina has.
Right. These are powerful machines.
They can go through 8 layers of denim.
Right.
There is a reason why it can go through 8 layers of denim. It's a very strong machine.
Yep.
Hold your thread. Your top thread is what I'm referring to. Hold your top thread when you start to sew. You will be much happier. I started doing this. I started making, because I demonstrate these machines for people, and I go from the very, very entry-level machines to the very advanced machines, and nothing is more embarrassing to have it thread nest
Oh, sure.
while I'm demonstrating.
Yeah.
And most of the time, the problem was me,
Yep.
not the
happens.
machine.
It happens.
So so what you want to do also, after you have the thread nest and you get everything cleaned up and you rethread everything and you start over again, did you change your needle? Because invariably, if it did that, there's a really good chance that the needle got slightly bent and you may not even be able to tell. We had a customer who came in, she had a thread nest, she's like, and then she went to start up the machine and she's like, it won't even pick up the bobbin thread. The only thing that was wrong was she just got frustrated and she forgot to change her needle. That was all that was wrong with it.
Simple fix. You just have to know what the fix is.
Yeah.
Well, sure.
I say this to people when I teach mastery classes on the long arms. I always like people will do like the knotting off, and they've got their thread tails, and I'm like, and they'll start going, and that top thread will just go whoop and get sucked in, and I'm like, no, you gotta hold it. Yeah, I'm like even on a long arm, I said, because this is a huge, powerful machine, and it'll suck it right down in there.
That's it, guys. It really is. So
It's really easy.
no matter what the brand of machine, try doing a couple of those things to save you some frustration. We don't want anybody having that kind of thing happen. Guys, it's 10 o'clock. Actually, it's 5 after. We got to go.
just keep chatting.
And we could talk to you all day long, and we really love every one of you. Thank you for being our customers. Thank you for watching our videos. Don't forget, you can go online to our shop, and you can buy any of the hoops, any of the what was the other?
It's the
Embroidery
hoops,
accessories.
modules, and embroidery bundles.
The embroidery bundle and the the hoops, you can purchase those from us online. So if you're wanting any of those things, yeah, 25% off. You can't miss it, guys.
And don't forget to share our Facebook Live and just put it in the comments. All you have to do is write shared in the comments and you will be entered to win gorgeous napkin set. Comes with instructions. You can serge it or sew it. It's up to you. Dealer's choice.
Just a quick plug for our foot of the month for February.
Oh, yes.
44C, Echo Quilting and Cutwork Foot, 25% off. Come in and check it out. And we do only sell Berninas. There's a reason for that.
Yes.
If you want to know why, come visit. We'll tell you.
Everybody have a wonderful day, and we will see you tomorrow for Facebook Live.